The operation to wrestle Tikrit away from ISIS control is the biggest undertaken by the Iraqi Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi and his military generals thus far. Under his command, a fighting force in excess of 25,000, comprising Iraqi troops and, importantly, an assortment of both Sunni and Shia militia. Playing just as prominent a role, this man, Qasem Soleimani, head of Iran's elite Quds force. For someone more used to operating in the shadows, many say Soleimani's growing public profile attests to Iran's role in Iraq's internal affairs.
As a former member of Iraq's National Security Council told me recently, Prime Minister Abadi is the Prime Minister of the Green Zone. He believes General Soleimani is the CEO of Iraq, the de facto Prime Minister, and the Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei is the chairman of the board.
Iran is seen to exert considerable political influence in Baghdad and military force through Shia militia beyond the capital. In the absence of an effective national military and US-led coalition boots on the ground, militias have done a fair amount of the fighting against Islamic State militants in Iraq. They were built up during the former Iraqi Prime Minister Maliki's tenure and have been central to Iraqi army action.
Under Maliki, the Iranians were able to fund, equip, and organize their forces in Iraqi territory with impunity. Now we're seeing that program come to fruition. These militias are capable of conducting the frontline fight against the Islamic State in Iraq.
But as military engagement grows, rights groups say so too the revenge attacks against Sunni civilians attributed to Shia militia. Ahead of the Tikrit operation, Iraq's Prime Minister appeared to address concerns about fears of reprisals against Tikrit's Sunni population, urging his troops to preserve the security of civilians. The danger is that revenge attacks stoke bitter sectarian divisions, which have the potential to derail the fight against ISIS and wreck the country's fragile future. Meanwhile, the presence of General Soleimani on the outskirts of Tikrit shows Iran's willingness to take this fight to Sunni extremists like ISIS, even if it means putting its own troops on the ground. But it will also likely strengthen the belief amongst certain regional powers, like Saudi Arabia, that Iran has longer-term expansionist ambitions.